Waking up in the middle of the night, trouble falling asleep, nightmares. This can all impact your physical and mental health on a daily basis. A local company called Noctem created an app to help with insomnia. So I'm here with the co-founder and CEO, and Germain. And is it Noctem? Like, I think of nocturnal.
Yes, it's actually the Latin for night, Noctem.
Oh, I love it, Noctem. That's awesome. Okay, so what is your background on sleep research? We were talking about my sleep habit and my dreams a little bit, and you were very intrigued.
I'm a clinical psychologist by training, and I've been in behavioral sleep medicine for over 25 years. That's the segment of sleep medicine that treats sleep disorders that don't require medication or other kinds of mechanical or treatments. So insomnia, nightmares, shift work, some seasonal disorder, like changes that happens in one's biology or biological clock. So all of these sleep disorders that are best treated without medication is kind of my area of expertise.
So what's your mission with Noctem?
Oh, the overall mission is to bring a good night, many good nights of sleep to all. I mean, I fundamentally believe that the world is a better place when people sleep better. Unfortunately, it's difficult for people who have insomnia or nightmares to find the right treatments, and they end up spending a lot of time and a lot of money on solutions that are not effective, and because they can't get access to the actual treatments that work.
Yeah, so how is it overcoming delivery and access barriers?
We go through, we take different approaches to it. So really what we've decided to do at Noctem is to really go after this idea that there's power in numbers. So when someone has a sleep problem, typically the first person they'll talk to is their primary care doctor or someone they see for psychotherapy. And eventually they'll end up in a sleep clinic. But even so, in sleep clinics, oftentimes insomnia or nightmares are not the primary sleep disorders that are treated at that point of care. So our approach has been to basically create a software that upskills any and all healthcare providers. So anyone who sees a patient with sleep problems can address the difficulty right there, avoid a referral, avoid long wait lists, and keep the continuity of care for the patients. And the way we do it is really by providing the tools to the healthcare providers who are not specialists in behavioral sleep medicine, but we give them the technology that basically makes them close to expert, because our algorithms and our software will take them through how to adapt the treatments that we have that are effective for each of their patients, and ultimately improve patients' sleep, of course.
Okay, so we talked about insomnia, and before you asked me, how much sleep do you get? And I said, maybe 4 to 6 hours. You said, that's it. So what is insomnia exactly as a whole?
So there's the important point that you make. There's a difference between insomnia, so the inability to sleep when you have an adequate opportunity to sleep, and the inability to sleep even when you have an adequate opportunity for sleeping. So if you sleep 4 to 5 hours a night, that's not a lot of sleep. That's sleep restriction. That's not insomnia. Insomnia is really when people have problems falling asleep, staying asleep, waking up much earlier than they would want to, waking up with this, like, not the feeling that sleep was restorative, and especially the daytime consequences that are associated with poor sleep. So we think of insomnia as a nighttime problem, but it's really a 24-hour problem, right? So we don't sleep well, we take longer than 30 minutes, or we're awake for hours at night. But then the next day we're going to become more irritable, having maybe more anxiety, having more pains. And so it affects our functioning during the daytime as well.
And you help out with the military, and you help veterans with nightmares. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, so that's really the heart of how Noctem started, stemming from the work that we had done at the University of Pittsburgh, working with service members and veterans, coming back from Afghanistan, Iraq, and other theaters around the world, coming back with insomnia, coming back with nightmares, oftentimes in the context of post-traumatic stress disorder or other conditions that people suffer through. So our approach was to say, if we can serve and treat the people who have and are serving, who present pretty complex and severe sleep problems, we'll have a solution that we can actually distribute outside of the military to all patients who have sleep problems. And that's really what our approach has been, is working with the military, have validated, have shown that we can really improve people's sleep pretty quickly in 4 to 6 weeks and have a solution that is not just for military service members and veterans, but applies to all people with sleep problems.
Wow, that's amazing and very informative. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
And if you are interested in learning more Noctem Health and the Coast app, head to our website at kdka.com/talkpittsburgh.